Be ready to meditate. Sit upright. Close your eyelids gently. Take your long breath and then relax. Roll your eyeballs backward a little bit so that your mind components, which are the sphere of vision, the sphere of memory, the sphere of thought, and the sphere of recognition, be at the same point, be backward and then downward to stop still at the center of the body, about 2 inches above your navel level. Be at the center of the most refined sphere, at the most refined body you attain, and make that all merits you have done from the past up to the present and be developed to be factors of perfection. Be at the center of your sphere and center of your bodies, and wish that all Lord Buddhas and noble monks, beginning from all saints and noble persons of all kinds, and all of their virtues be yours at the center of the center, in the center of the center of your mind, of all bodies, crude and refined. Focus attention to the center of the most refined sphere of the most refined body. Let me review from the beginning so that all attendants can review your own bodies and mind, from the crude bodies up to the most refined. For those who haven't seen the sphere yet, or see the sphere not clearly yet, imagine a sphere as already existing in your stomach, and let the center of the sphere locate at the center of the body, about 2 inches above your navel level. Make your mind as bright as daylight. Observe your breathing in and out, which ends at the center of the body in line of your navel level. Pass through the sphere, but no need to follow your breathing. Just focus attention to the center of the sphere locating at the center of the body, about 2 inches above your navel level, and observe your breathing pass through the sphere, You just be mindful at the center of the sphere, along with reciting the word Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang continually, until your mind components perfectly concentrate, detach from the other outside objects of any kinds. Be free at the center of the center, free from any attachment. Stop still at the center of the center, then there will appear very bright and refined sphere, which is your own nucleus. Whenever you see that, focus attention to the center of the sphere. You have to recite the word Samma Arahang again. Just put the wholehearted concentration of mind at the center of the center. But focus attention to the center of the bright and refined spheres gently and properly. Don't be so hard and don't be so light. Just about right. When your mind components properly concentrate at the center of the sphere, the center expands itself automatically, and the very bright, more refined spheres will appear accordingly. You just focus your attention to the center of the brighter and more refined spheres until you reach the most refined and the brightest one. For the beginner who haven't seen the sphere yet, go on with this procedure. For those who already see the sphere clearly, just focus attention to the center of the brighter and more refined spheres until you reach the most refined and the brightest one. Stop still at the center of the center. Rest your mind there. When your mind components perfectly concentrate, the center expands itself. There will appear your own refined human body, of which the size is about the crude body, but transparent and looks nicer than the crude body, sitting on round pedestal. Whenever you see that, don't be reluctant. You become that refined body right way. Detach your whole feeling from the crude one. Become the more refined body. Focus attention to the center of the bright and refined sphere. Stop still there at the center of the center until the whole body, the sphere, and raw pedestal are most refined. When your mind perfectly concentrates at the center of the refined body and sphere, the center expands itself. The more refined, larger in size body will appear accordingly from the human being, the refined human being. There will appear the celestial body and then refined celestial body, of which the size is about double size of the human body, brighter, more radiant, and more beautiful. You go on with the same procedure, become the more and more refined celestial body. Focus attention to the center of the sphere at the center of the more and more refined celestial bodies, until the whole body, the sphere, and raw pedestal are most refined. From the celestial body, become the refined celestial body. Go on with the same procedure. When your mind components perfectly concentrate at the center of the most refined celestial body, it can be 2, 3 more. It doesn't matter. But when your mind perfectly concentrate at the center of the most refined one, the center of the body expand itself. There will appear Brahman body and then formless Brahman body. And then a refined Brahman body, about double size of the celestial body, more refined and more radiant, more beautiful. And then if you go on with the same procedure, after you focus your attention to the center of the most refined Brahman body, the center expands itself, then there will appear the formless Brahman body, of which the size is about double size of the Brahman body, very bright and refined, very beautiful, with a radiant decoration. You go on with the same procedure, become the formless Brahman body, and then refined formless Brahman body, which is the most refined and the brightest one in the worldly beings. Go on with the same procedure until you become the most refined formless Brahman body. Stop still there at the center of the center. When your mind components perfectly concentrate at the center of the center, there will appear Dhammakaya, of which the size is about 9 meters in height and width. Looks very like transparent Buddha statue with the lotus upon the tip, sitting on round pedestal. You may observe that the sphere of Dhammakaya is equivalent to the body. That means the diameter of the sphere is equivalent to the height and the width of Dhammakaya, which is much different from the worldly bodies, whose the sphere is smaller than the body. Go on with the same procedure. Become Dhammakaya Kotrapu, of which the size is about 9 meters in height and width. Focus attention to the center of the center of Dhammakaya Kotrapu. The center expands itself, and then the refined one will appear accordingly. You go on with the same procedure. Become the more and more refined, that is, purer and purer Dhammakaya. Become yours. You are the more and more refined Dhammakaya. Focus attention to the center of the center until your Dhammakaya Jnana. Now, the same as your mind components. It's jhana of Dhammakaya. So you focus your jhana at the center of the center of the refined Dhammakaya Kutrapu. When your jhana perfectly concentrate at the center of the center expands itself. There will appear the purer, the larger, the more radius Dhammakaya accordingly. From Dhammakaya Kutrapu, there will be Dhammakaya Soda, or the stream enterer, of which the size is about 10 meters in height and width. You go on with the same procedure. Become the purer and more radius Dhammakaya. Stop still at the center of the center of Dhammakaya Sodaban, and then the refined ones. When your mind or your jhana, your Dhammakaya jhana, focus your attention to the center of the center properly, the center expands itself, and then there will appear Dhammakaya Sakatakami, and after that will be the refined Dhammakaya Sakatakami, of which the size is about 20 meters in height and width. You go on with the same procedure. Become Dhammakaya Sakatakami. Focus attention to the center of the center. Until your mind perfectly concentrates, the center expands itself. The more and more refined Dhammakaya Sakatakami, that is purer and purer, brighter and brighter Dhammakaya, become yours. You focus attention to the center of the center until your Dhammakaya jhana perfectly concentrated. There will appear Dhammakaya Anakami, and then refined Anakami, of which the size is about 30 meters in height and width. Go on with the same procedure. Become the more and more refined Dhammakaya Sakatakami. Concentrate your jhana at the center of the more and more refined, that is purer and purer Dhammakaya of Anakami, until your jhana is the most perfectly concentrated, the center expands itself. Then Dhammakaya saint or Arahant, of which the size is about 40 meters in height and width, will appear accordingly. You go on the same procedure. Focus the attention to the center of the center until your Dhammakaya jhana perfectly concentrate at the center of the more and more refined, purer and purer Dhammakaya saint. The purer and more radius Dhammakaya become yours faster and faster than before. About this stage, you just touch your jhana, Dhammakaya jhana, at the center of the center. The purer and purer Dhammakaya, more and more radius, become yours more and more rapidly, until countless in number of the purer, and then the purest Dhammakaya become yours until you feel neutral to everything, detached your whole feeling from the world beings. Then your most Dhammakaya, your most refined, the purest and the most readiest Dhammakaya of yourself will appear in Nirvana or Nibbana, where enlightened Dhammakaya of Lord Buddha is seen sitting on the throne, surrounded by enlightened Dhammakaya saints, which are seen sitting on round pedestal around Lord Buddha, countless in number, very radiant, very pure, in the very pure, very bright Nibbana or Nirvana. Go on with this procedure. For those who attain Dhammakaya and used to reach this Nirvana, after you are at that state of mind, purify yourself until you become the purest one, then you may wish that your purest Dhammakaya to be at the center of enlightened Dhammakaya of Lord Buddha. Don't be reluctant. Don't be doubtful that there are you, me, or yours. Nothing about 5 aggregates. Now, your purest mind be beyond the world. That is, be the purest Dhammakaya, which is the purest element, and be beyond the worldly elements, which are the compound things. Now, at that state of mind is the purest element, namely Dhammakaya. No sex and no male, female, just be neutral, the purest element, namely Dhammakaya. Nothing about any aggregates. So don't be reluctant. That purest state of mind is the purest elements of Dhammakaya. Be nearly equivalent to the purity of enlightened Dhammakaya of Lord Buddha or saints. So, make your mind confidence in the purest state of mind, purer and purer. Stop still at the center of the center, purifying yourself by becoming the purer and then the purest state of Dhammakaya, and then make a wish that your purest Dhammakaya, which is not the worldly beings, be at the center of Lord Buddha. Stop still there, center of the center, and wish that the purest enlightened Dhammakaya of Lord Buddha purify you yourself, but not 5 aggregates. It is the purest element, namely Dhammakaya. Alright, go on with this procedure until countless in number of the purer and then the purest enlightened Dhammakaya of Lord Buddha purify you, your purest Dhammakaya, to be at the purest state of mind. Go on with this procedure. all meditators focus attention to the center of the most refined sphere and the most refined bodies. Stop still there at the center of the center and become more refined and purer bodies. Of each level you can attain. For those who attain Dhammakaya, you still go on the same procedure, become the purer and purer Dhammakaya. Focus your attention to the center of the center and become purer and purer Dhammakaya until you reach and become Dhammakaya Arahant. And then stop at the center of the center. Purer and purer Dhammakaya sense become yours until countless in number of purer and then purest Dhammakaya become yours. You are the most refined and the purest Dhammakaya. Detach your whole feeling from any worldly bodies and world. Just be the purer and then purest Dhammakaya until you feel that your purest Dhammakaya be Nirvana or Nibbana. You still purify yourself. Stop still at the center of the center until purer and purer, and then the purest Dhammakaya become yours. You can see enlightened Dhammakaya of Lord Buddha sitting on the throne, surrounded by the purest enlightened Dhammakaya of saints around countless in number. You still purify yourself. Now not 5 aggregates, but the purest elements, namely Dhammakaya, which comprise of the noble virtues which become yours. Stop still at the center of the center until become the purest Dhammakaya all the time. And then you wish that your purest Dhammakaya be at the center of enlightened Dhammakaya of Lord Buddha. You detach your whole feeling from anything outside. Just pay attention to the center of the center, and the purer and then purest element or enlightened Dhammakaya of Lord Buddha become yours. And also you wish that countless in number of the purest enlightened Dhammakaya of Lord Buddha become yours. Your purest Dhammakaya. Stop still at the center of the center. You may reach another or the purest Nirvana or Nibbana, where primordial Buddha looks very like normal monk sitting on round pedestal, but as large as about 40 meters in height and width or even larger, surrounded by sub-primordial Buddhas, very radiant, looks like normal monk, sitting on round pedestal, countless in number. you still go on with the same procedure. You wish that you are element of primordial Buddha. Your purest Dhammakaya be at the center of the center. Primordial Buddha, stop still there at the center of the center until the purer and the purest primordial Buddha become yours. You become elements of primordial Buddhas. Stop still there at the center of the center. When you first be at the center of enlightened Dhammakaya of Lord Buddha and or primordial Buddha, you may make a wish that Lord Buddha and or primordial Buddhas give you 7 gems, gems of elephant, gems of horse, gems of celestial lady, gems of Lord treasurers, gems of Lord something like chief executive officers, gems of microscope and telescope. In fact, it looks like sphere. Let's say sphere of microscope and sphere of telescopes. Be at your center of the center. This will help you see as far as the farthest and the purest elements, Dhammakaya, Lord Buddhas, and enlightened Dhammakaya of sense. You can see all Nibbanas be very bright and very pure. Whatever you reach, whatever level you reach, and be at the center of the enlightened Dhammakaya of Lord Buddha or primordial Buddhas, you can see around clearly when you wish that Lord Buddhas or primordial Buddhas give you the sphere of microscope and telescopes. Stop still there at the center of the center. You can see around clearly with the radius of your own coming from the center of enlightened Dhammakaya of Lord Buddhas and of primordial Buddhas, countless in numbers. Whatever level you become, that purest level or state of mind of that elements. You may see around Nibbana. What level of Nibbana you reach, see, and you become at the center of the center of enlightened Dhammakaya of Lord Buddha or primordial Buddha. You can see around clearly. And please observe the brightness within Nibbana is from the sun or the moon or none of these but radius from Lord Buddhas and saint and primordial Buddhas and sub-primordial Buddhas. You may observe that. And I would like you to prove that the enlightenment of Lord Buddha and saints, and also primordial Buddhas, if anyone who reached that level, prove that is each of these nothing or something which can touch and know that these elements are crude or refined. How do you feel when you touch by your Dhammakaya's hand? Cool or hot or warm? And when you be there, whether outside or inside the center of Lord Buddha, how do you feel? Pure or impure? Happy or not happy? Go on with this procedure for the time being. Just stop still at the center of the center. Prove by yourself. And see by yourself. All right. Those who arrive Nibbana now wish that you be at the first Nibbana where you enter. And if you can see me, and look downward to see the universe below. You will see there are 3 levels of plane. The most upper or the highest plane is called formless Brahman plane. You wish that formless Brahman plane be at the center of your Dhammakaya. You still purify yourself all the time, stop still at the center of the center of the purest Dhammakaya of yourself. When you wish that the center of formless Brahman will be at the center of your Dhammakaya. You expand, you wish that your visualization and hearing be expand all around to see the formless Brahman beings of four kinds or four classes. The purest one is the Neva Sanjana Sanya Yatana formless Brahman, whose before dying can retain the fourth level of formless absorption. After dying from the human being world, become here to be reborn here as formless Brahman, the fourth class of kinds. You can see how beautiful it is, how beautiful they are, the same as you have seen at the center of your body, or even more radiant, more refined and larger. Then you see the second kind, or in fact the top should call the fourth, and the third, the lower or the second kind. That is, before die they still retain the third formless Brahman absorption. And then you can see the second and the first level. Let's say level would be better. Then be close to me at the first level. See downward the Brahman world. You wish that the center of the Brahman world be at the center of your Dhammakaya. There are 16 kinds or levels of Brahman beings upon these planes. The first 5 are the plane of the Anakami noble person who passed away from the human beings world or celestial worlds and be reborn in this world, namely Brahman world, Sutawad. The first 5 levels, Brahman beings, are all the third level of noble persons, namely Anakami, who before die still attain the 5th level of absorption. Be reborn in these 5 levels. You can observe how brilliant they are even more brilliant than the formless Brahman world, because they are all anakami, that is non-returner to the human being. They will die in this world when attain Arahant quality or Dhammakaya sent, and to observe another levels. Each level there exist three kinds of Brahman. That is another four levels, from the fourth, third, and second, and the first level of Brahman. Extend your supernatural vision and hearing to see, and you can touch them. Purify yourself all the time. To observe each of these levels, then wish that your Dhammakaya come to close me at the first level. Purify yourself all the time. Stop still at the center of the center. Become purer and purer, and then the purest Dhammakaya. Then you look below to see celestial worlds, plane of celestials. There exist celestial beings from the sixth level namely Parinimit Vasavadi. The fifth, namely Nimanaradi. The fourth level, namely Tusita level. This is very important level. Be there, observe carefully. You may be close to me. Purify yourself and wish that you see your own palace, celestial palace, is available. In fact, every Dhammakaya who still be alive in the human being world will have celestial palace, pavilion in this world. Also, for those who practice meditating will have also those who offer dana or donation for the public. Most of them will be in this world. Forget one thing when you ask for from Lord Buddha, you can do right away right now that Lord Buddha give you the, can we say, will or chakra as the chief of all 7 gems. You can see at the center of your body. It looks like will and movable. But be at the center of your body, be still. You may use your Dhammakaya hand to pick up this will or chakra, gems of chakra, to make a wish that if your celestial palace or pavilion be existing in this celestial world, you can throw your chakra leading you to that palace. Alright, go on to do it. And chakra will lead you to your own palace. When you reach, you will see the guard in front of the gate. When you be there, you know right away, this is yours. The guard will open the gate and or the door you wish that you get into. You can see celestial seat. You can be there. You can see the celestial keepers of your own, who help to take care of you when you arrive in. You may observe that what they do, what they feel when they see you, who is the owner of this palace, getting in and sit on the throne of yourself. How do you feel that? Hard or soft, crude or refined? You can see if you donate something to the others, especially to the meritorious activities, more or less depends upon your donation in the past up to the present. Then you may tell them that you say goodbye to be in human being world for a period of time, and then come out of to be close to me, purify yourself, the center of the center and observe another level below. That is the third level, namely Yama, which is on the air, and you will see very large mountain, namely Sumeru, which is the center of the universe. You be now on the top, above the top of Sumeru, where the second level of celestial beings are. The king of this level, namely Tao Saka Devaraj, King Saka of this celestial world, whose pavilion or palace locating above or on the top of this mountain. You can observe. If you would like to get into the king of these celestial beings, namely Saka Devara, you can get into. And see him. Just make a wish. You be there right away. Purify yourself all the time. And see how they practice when the king and others see you coming in. You are in Dhammakaya. Become Dhammakaya all the time. The king of this celestial level, namely Tawatingsa, is the noble person, noble celestial beings. He attained also Dhammakaya. And now develop into higher level of noble person, about Anakami, or the third level. When he died from this level, will be reborn in the fifth, any of the top 5 levels of Brahman. But now he still be alive in celestial world. And come out to be close to me again. Observe Dawa, where the first level of celestial beings stay. Some of them stay in the pavilion, floating in the air. Some on the earth, even some in the trees. The mountain, deep in the ocean, very wide ocean, and at the edge of the ocean there exists another mountain. You can expand your supernatural vision to see all around of the universe. You can see the ocean and then the mountain around, and then the ocean, and then the mountain. 7 mountains together, all together. That is at the edge of the universe, lower and lower than before. The highest one is the one we are now. Then purify yourself. To see the first level of celestial beings world at the northern part of the universe. There exists the world of giants, whose the king is named Veshuvan, the king of giants. You can see by yourself. At the east side, that is on the right hand, close to, far away from the mountain, close to the edge of universe, there exists the palace or pavilion of the kings of celestial beings, namely Tatarot, where exists the celestial being, namely Kontan. At the south, you may observe, see the kings of celestial being, namely Virunhok, celestial king, of which there exists a kind of celestial beings, namely Kumpan. It looks like giant, but a little bit different. Most of them will be in the mount of valleys to guard or to the property of those who already left, but keep confidentially in some place. These celestial beings, namely Kumpan, will perform duties in watching those properties of those who already passed away to be in another world. At the west, that is, at the left side of yourself, there exists the king of Garuda and the king of Naka or Serpentine. So these 4 kings govern this celestial world downward to human beings world. All right, you observe observe this, I think it's about the time for you to have courage. Purify yourself back to the pure state of mind. Then wish that your purest Dhammakaya be here. Now you expand your visualization to see all around. For those who attain the purer and then the purest Dhammakaya, will see more number of celestial beings and Brahman beings who be around, express appreciation for our meditation. You stop still at the center of the purest state of mind. Make a wish that all our merits we have done from the past up to the present by dana, sila, and meditation. To all world beings, we convey all of these merits and loving kindness to all world sentients, including our parents, whether still be alive or already passed away, to be reborn in any world. Our relatives, friends, colleagues, and others. Also convey our merits and loving kindness to His Majesty the Kings, Her Majesty the Queen, the royal families, and the ancient kings with the ancient people who help to keep our land and Buddhist religion. To be up to the present and convey merits and loving kindness to all world's beings, whether human beings, celestial beings, Brahman beings, formless Brahman beings, and the world beings in suffering worlds. For example, hell beings. I haven't shown you directly yet. You may see by yourself. Hungry ghosts also can be seen by yourself around, if you can see. Demon and all animals of all kinds, big or small, long or short. And wish that Lord Buddha bless all of us to lead our peacefully and happy life with prosperity, with right wisdom, without problems and sufferings forever. Okay, I will convey loving kindness in Pali. Sabbe satta, sabbe pana, sabbe puta, sabbe pukala, sabbe atapava priyana, sabba itiyo, sabbe purisa, sabbe arya, sabbe anarya, sabbe deva, sabbe manusa, sabbe vinipatika, tukha pamatu, avera hontu, apaya pacha hontu, anikha hontu, sukhi ตานังปริหารันตุสัพเพปรปัตตาปัจเจกานันจะยังพลังอรหันตานันจะเตเชนะขังพันธามิสัพพโสภวตุสัพพมังคลังรักขันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพพุทธานุภาเวนะสัทธาโสทิภวันตุเตภวตุสัพพมังคลังรักขันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพธัมมานุภาเวนะสัทธาโสทิภวันตุเตภวตุสัพพมังคลังรักขันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพสังฆานุภาเวนะสัทธาโสทิภวันตุเต All right, pay homage to triple gems. อะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภควาพุทธังภควันตังอภิวาเทมิสวากขาโตภควตาธัมโมธัมมังนัมมัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภควโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามิAll right, I appreciate. Now, did you see the Brahman beings? Did you touch them, any of them? Okay. How pretty they look. How pretty they look. You never seen before, huh? 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 Oh, how beautiful is? Very brilliant. Okay, that's okay. And do you see how much the celestial being and Brahman be around? Oh. Did you see the celestial beings around?
I can feel them but not really see them.
Not clear yet.
More like bright energy but not...
Just bright.
Yeah.
Okay. So you purify yourself, and with that you expand your supernatural vision to see all around. Again, you have to practice more and more. You can see more clearly. All right? And you can see how many. But the more clearly you purify yourself here, you can see more and more. So beings be around, including Brahman. And you see how they look like, how brilliant they are, how beautiful they are. With the decoration, did you see the details of decoration? So, wing is you still attached to the Western drawing. It's like this. It's not the wing. It's a kind of decoration of dressing. It's something like this, but it's not the wing. Yeah. You see carefully. You see, it's a different, because this is. I'm sure that if you see carefully, you'll see much different from the drawings of the Westerners who draw the Cupid or something like that with the wing, which is not that. You can see by yourself. Anyway, you see by yourself carefully, and you will see. But here is not the wing. It's something like a. เขาเรียกลุงป๋าก็เรียกไม่ถูกนะเขาเรียกอะไรก็ไม่รู้ มันเป็นตรงเนี้ยyes something like but not the wing it's something like this it's a decoration of the dress that is but not wing but if you purify yourself clearly you can see details clearly according to what they are okay all right very good I think it's about the time so tonight if I'm not so exhausted I will be there so all of you be there and I will teach you more you got to practice by yourself purify yourself and you can see all of these clearly and you can touch it okay and even you can communicate with them the only single language mental language see whatever you communicate with them ask them why you be reborn here what kind of merits you had before to make you be reborn here that's what you should prove it to see by yourself to know about yourself one by one beginning from the lower celestial beings up the higher up to the Brahman and formless Brahman all of you who attain Dhammakaya or attain the celestial beings you can see you can communicate with according to level you attain celestial level or Brahman level or formless Brahman level you can communicate with these world beings of each level hearing and seeing and any communication you can make okay you can understand they will answer the neutral language that is the mental or the mind language okay but if you understand Bali they will speak to you in Bali language okay Bali language can use for communication efficiently